Welcome to Legion Radio, a podcast about all things e-commerce, the official podcast of the private label Legion, hosted by Tim Jordan.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Legion Radio, the official podcast of the private label Legion, where we talk about all things e-commerce, not just Amazon. Today we have Patrick Tegemulia. Did I say that right?
That's right, Tim.
I feel like that's a common theme in every single one of these podcasts is I say a name and I go, crap, did I get that right? Because I've been known to get a few names wrong. And honestly, Patrick, your name's not, very, very easy.
It looks scary.
It does look scary, but it's not. What's the heritage of that name? Is that like a great Nordic name or something?
It's funny. It's Indonesian, but our last name was really different. But when my father immigrated from Indonesia to Brazil, where I was born, they forced him to change his name to Indonesian. And of course, he picks a hard name, right?
Why wouldn't you, right?
He had the chance to pick any name, and he picks Tegemulia. I'm not saying it's bad. I love it. I love the name.
It's a strong name, and you're not going to get it confused with somebody else. I mean, once you see it, you recognize it forever, right?
That's true.
Except for me. I'm going to tell on myself. So, Patrick, last week we were in Australia, right?
Yeah.
So, for those of you who don't know, we were at the Retail Gold Coast Conference. And like 2 weeks prior, I'd actually talked to Patrick on Zoom. We talked about doing this podcast episode and all this stuff. And Patrick walks up to me and shakes my hand, and I look down at his name tag, and I'm thinking, oh, that's an interesting name. And it was something like, he looks up at me and goes, "You don't remember me?" And I'm like, huh? He said, "Dude, we talked 2 weeks ago." And I was like, crap. But I was jet lagged. Like, we just flew 30 hours over there. So you got to cut me a little slack. So I'm telling myself, I said, it's not a name you'd forget. And of course, I completely forgot it. So anyways, little side note there. So Patrick started the company Video Peel. And Video Peel has a lot of appeal. You see what I did there? With e-commerce sellers of all types, including, and I'd almost say specifically Amazon sellers, because of the way that they have set up their program. And when Patrick contacted me the first time we started talking, kind of putting this idea into my head, I'll be honest, I was a little bit apprehensive about the potential of it because I'd never heard it before. Like if this is really that easy and that cool, but no one's talking about it, is it possible? Or is this kind of trumped up and fluffed up? Is it really this easy? And once we started digging into exactly what it is, and Patrick started sharing his story, how he, where he came from prior to starting Video Peel, and explaining why he did and what he did, it made a lot more sense. So, Patrick, if you would, let's go get started. I want to, I'd like for you to explain to the listeners here briefly, what you were doing at Facebook of all places.
Sure, man. Well, Tim, thanks a lot for letting me be here with you. I love what you guys have done with Private Label Legion, and just impressed with you overall. Watching you at Australia, Retail Global was awesome. So excited to be here. So Facebook. So for me, Facebook recruited me from Google. So I was helping Google really improve AdWords. So I was on the product marketing side. So my role was try to figure out, what to build. And for me, it was all about launching ad formats on Google, really helping people and advertisers convert better. And then Facebook came calling and they said, "Hey, I want you to build, help us build the best marketing tool on the planet." And so my role, because I came from CPG, I came from working for Procter & Gamble and General Mills. And so I had the perspective of advertisers, large enterprise advertisers. And then I was able to help Google, and now Facebook wanted me to help them build Ads Manager. And so at Facebook, my role was to figure out how do we build a solution that could help any advertiser across the world, small, medium, large, across industries, across verticals, to be able to really be successful in Facebook. And so for me, it was all about helping them understand, and so I was helpful in launching objectives and helping advertisers be able to decide what was the right type of advertising tools or advertising that they wanted to run, because it all came down to what metrics did they want to really achieve in their advertising. And so I helped launch reporting for Facebook, which was the tool by which you could actually look and see the results of any of the ads that you ran on Facebook. And so for me, I was running and figuring out with the engineers there at Facebook, well, how in the heck were we measuring all these different ad formats? And so for me, it was interesting to understand what are the advertiser needs, and how do we help them meet those needs through a way of measuring their ads. And we really had to uncover what people really wanted. And sometimes advertisers didn't really know what they wanted. And that's actually more often than not. But then we ended up finding out that advertisers really were having a tough time getting highly converting ads, right? It all was very minimal. You have low percentages. And on top of that, you'd have low percentages when they even sent people to their own websites. And so a lot of the times, these advertisers would come to me and say, hey, how could we actually improve our advertising? Everybody was like, oh, give me the next ad format that's going to help me grow from like 0.05% to 1%, right? Or go to, like, if they were advanced advertisers, maybe 3%, right? And so everybody was hungering for that small little percentage growth. And across the board, it was always about video being the place where every advertiser wanted to be, where we knew. Yeah, go ahead.
Time out. So I just want to, I think that I captured this correctly, but I want to make sure that make sure that we're on the same page here. So, you're talking about everybody always wants the next platform, like the next system, because they want to systemize everything. But it sounds like a lot of times what people forget is you just have to have good content. Like marketing isn't about the algorithm all the time, and it's not about like the slickest, interface in your ads manager. Like if your copy and if your actual content sucks, it doesn't really matter. Am I hearing that right?
Definitely. It always came down to this, right? We would talk to advertisers and we would say, are you using this ad format, right? Are you boosting, or are you simply like running a specific campaign using, let's just say, local ads, or using the carousel ad format? And then they would say, yes, we're doing that. And we would typically give them a stat like, oh, this should help you increase your ads conversion by 20%. And then they would say, oh, it's not doing it. And we would say, well, then it's probably your creative. and it always came down to that, right? Is how are you, what are you using in that awesome ad format we're giving you, right?
So and you're working for Facebook. So it's not like, this is just some fluffed up organization that doesn't really know their stuff. I mean, you guys are spending a lot of money, a lot of resources to get this information. So you had kind of the best information, the best access to tools to actually analyze this really in the industry, I'm assuming. So what you were determining as frequently being a content or a copy problem is probably pretty realistic. This is pretty good information you're giving us here based on what I would assume to be some of the best research and analytics in the industry. Is that right?
Oh, for sure. So we rebuilt the entire ad stack in essence for Facebook because we wanted to enable businesses to be able to better test their creative. So we went from a campaign structure which was 2 layers, and I introduced a third layer. Right, I basically said you go from a campaign to an ad. Now you have an ad set, right? And we did that because we wanted to allow advertisers to be able to better test audiences and better test creative. Right, so that's how important it was that we knew that for the scalability of any business to be able to go from spending $1,000 a month to go to spending even up to like $100,000, $1 million a month, you had to be able to enable them to test multiple audiences and multiple creative. And so we had to redo the whole entire thing. And I was the one that launched that whole ad set, which was a 3-tier campaign structure, which basically required that every single advertiser had to change the way they advertised on Facebook. So it was a heck of a launch.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. So you're at Facebook, you're getting this good information, you're seeing what's working, you're seeing what's not working. And what did you see that was actually working the best when it came to copy, content, and format of that advertising media, so to speak?
So we saw that really video was killing it, right? Killing it across the board. So video was the big focus for product at Facebook at the time. And we pushed it hard with advertisers. But advertisers, and the biggest blocker to more ads on Facebook was that advertisers didn't have video content, right? So that was like the biggest challenge across the board that Facebook has. had and still has today, is that advertisers don't have enough video to run video ads. And so for me, it was a huge opportunity I saw, right? I was like, wow, how do we help brands get more video?
Right. So, I've consistently hear this big debate on especially Facebook ads. When you do a video, what works better, like a polished video or like these more kind of organic, native, shaky, like almost authentic looking videos? Do you have like, information as to what typically works better if it just kind of if it's mixed?
Yeah. So for our experience, like we have our clients, of course, because our clients are collecting a ton of authentic video from real users. We find that if you're looking to build trust, right, authentic video is by far better performing video than a branded video, right?
And,
And then conversion wise as well, right? So our clients are running, video testimonials, video reviews that they collect through our platform as Facebook ads because it performs better, right? So both for prospecting and remarketing. So if you can imagine, getting remarketed as a consumer, but not just with like a branded video, but with a real user that's benefiting from the product you're considering, super effective.
and that's important because a lot of times, especially as, entrepreneurs and we're just getting these businesses cranked up and a lot of times we're bootstrapping, we assume that some things are out of our league or some things are beyond the scope of what we can actually do. We assume that something's too complicated, that we can't afford it, that we can't do it. And to me, video used to scare the crap out of me because I assumed, we had to have all this equipment, we had to have all this, editing software and editors and it seemed like I was always overthinking things. Like I was trying to make things too complicated. And so what you're saying is, quit making it overcomplicated because sometimes the overcomplicated, super polished stuff doesn't even work as well. Is that right? So
Oh yeah.
authentic, kind of down to earth, more like native, homegrown, natural stuff works just as well.
So we found it, when I was at Facebook, personalization was king, right? So personalization, what does that mean? That means like your content, your creative content, you want to have it personalized to who your audience segment really is. What's the best way to do that? Is to have people in that video who are like the people you are marketing to. And so how can you really do that at scale? Like you said, I mean, that would cost a lot if you're going out there and you have to like production wise being able to send like a crew of like 3, 4, 7 people to film one specific commercial or ad around one person. And then you have to do that across, 5 different types of people. But nowadays, yeah, you shouldn't have to do that, right? It should be something that, with our technology, with Video Appeal, you can easily just send a link to one of your customers, or it could be an influencer, right? It could be, we could help you recruit people. And then they, with their own phones, nowadays, if you think about the kind of phones you carry in your pocket, the camera is amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Cell phones are amazing. What they can do. A lot of, I've got DSLRs floating around here in the office that don't have as good a camera or audio, recording device as my phone does.
Oh yeah, and then, I mean, and people nowadays, the consumption of video is so high that I believe we have actually crossed a threshold where consumers now are more comfortable in filming themselves than ever before. And I see it based on all the videos that come in to us every day. So we have right now on Video Appeal, with our platform, people can submit videos to brands, and we're getting a video every 2 minutes. And so we are seeing like a ton of people willing to do this, and it can be any age. Some people are like, oh, but the old people, the older, senior, 55 plus, they won't create selfie videos about their experience with products. And we are seeing totally the opposite.
Yeah, it's almost like they want to get involved. And if you give them an easy way of doing it, hey, click this link and shoot yourself, not shoot yourself, that sounded violent. Shoot a video of yourself. Well, now it's easy and they can be cool and hip and you kind of make it seamless. So, all right. So your Facebook, you're seeing this giant breakdown in people's copy and people's actual marketing sucking, but you're seeing this opportunity of these raw, organic, natural, authentic, being the keyword, authentic videos are starting to convert really, really high for ads, right? So
Yeah, they do, and we know, right, that a hybrid can even improve conversions even more. So what I mean by that is, so let's say that you're including some authentic video testimonial in your ad, and you're doing this for like 8 seconds or something. But then on top of that, you also include some brand elements on top of that. So that can even help performance better, because it helps you then be able to like create a story where there's like a call to action as part of it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so you're at Facebook, you see all this, and you decide you're going to leave Facebook. Why was
Yeah.
that? All right, so talk about because what you're talking about, you're a subject matter expert in all this, but in addition to being a subject matter expert with all this great experience, you left a good corporate job and started your own business. So you're not selling products like we are, in the e-commerce space, but you still had to make that giant leap of like leaving something fairly stable and going off on your own. Like, tell me about the emotions involved there.
Yeah, you asked some hard questions, man. But
I know.
I love it, dude. I know you well, so I'm happy to answer. So for me, there was a lot of things, but one of the things were, I believe that one of my missions in life is to help people find the truth, and that's kind of like this, like big, mission-driven statement, but it's true, man. And I came down to a point where when I was working at Facebook, with everything I was involved in, I really felt like I was part of a team that built this machine that basically enabled anybody to say whatever the heck they wanted to anybody. And the result, yeah, there's some great things that have come about, no doubt about it. And there's also been some great negative things that have come
Yeah.
because of it. And I believe it's really been a source of why a lot of millennials and even consumers in general mistrust brands today. And I believe oftentimes all this coming out, all these news coming out nowadays where there's fake news, right? It's like a big part of the problem that we're facing as a nation and as a world. And so I felt like I was partially responsible for this. I was helping push a platform that enabled this. And so for me, I was like, I want to, how can I help, in whatever little way I can, help change it, help enable brands to, and challenge them. Like I honestly would, if I could talk to every brand, I would say, I challenge you to really tell your real product story, to really help people find the truth and show people from your own customer base what's really happening as they experience your product. I challenge you to do that. And because I want brands to be able to tell the truth. I want consumers to find the truth. So that's really why I wanted to leave and to change things. And the second piece I would share is that as you are in a big company, there's different mixed opinions on what should happen and how things should be communicated. And so, at times, maybe I didn't agree with a lot of the things that were communicated. And oftentimes I'm the one that had to do the communications because I was the product marketing guy. And so that's another reason.
Gotcha. But so I understand the reason. And also you found this calling to basically bring the availability of authentic videos, to different brands. So you had this business plan, but was it scary? I think I know the answer, but like, what was the scariest part of walking away from a paycheck, knowing that your future business could succeed or it could fail?
So for me, it was scary, right? It was scary because it's like, so is this going to work? Right?
Yeah.
And do we have the talent to be able to pull this off? Because creating a platform that collects and ingests video from any device anywhere in the world is not easy.
Yeah.
And to be able to encode that video in such a way that it can be used across any platform, any way that video can be streamed across the internet, that's hard. And so for me, it was hard. It's like, do we have the right capabilities and talents? Do we have the right team to be able to actually execute such a tremendous, goal at scale, right? That we've been able to do and continue to do. We're going to continue to run into challenges, but I think we have the great team to do that. And so, yeah, it was scary. It was really scary. And but little by little, like for me, the mission that I had was bigger than the scariness of the challenge, right? And so
That's a
that's
great
what
way to
really
put
drew
that.
me.
Yeah.
Right?
So
That's what drove me.
there was more power in the potential of your mission than there was anxiety and the fear of failure.
Yeah, I mean,
I
if you
feel like
think
it should be
about
an
it,
Instagram quote.
if you
Somebody
think,
write that down and send it to me in a meme. That was good.
there you go, there you go. I mean, if your mission is to help people find the truth, um, there's a lot of people that are going to try to stop you. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, I understand. All right. So you leave Facebook and you decide you're going to start this company, Video Peel.
Mhm.
And really, this is kind of a bootstrap organization, is my understanding. But
That's right.
you had a mission, you had a goal, you had a plan. What was your first demographic like when you first started? And let me back up just a second. For those of you that don't know what Video Peel is, I'll give you the really dummy down version. Video Peel is a service that basically collects authentic consumer video reviews. Did I say that right? And
Yeah,
we'll get
yeah.
more specifically into how to use that for specific platforms. But basically, what it does is like if I have a brand on Amazon or an e-commerce brand, then I can hire Video Peel to basically go to my clients or influencers and give them a very simple process where they can literally on a phone shoot video reviews. It's uploaded back into Video Peel system, and they process it, do their magic, and give it to me for my own marketing ability. So you've got this program, you've got this platform, Patrick. You've got this process. Were your first demographics, were they service providers? Were they product brand owners? Who was that target person?
Yeah, so in the beginning, man, like this could be used for anybody, right? And so I had to figure that out. And I went to a show. I went to I think it was the Consumer Electronics Show,
In
and I went.
Vegas?
Yeah,
That place is ridiculous, isn't it?
it's crazy, dude.
It's insanity.
I didn't realize that there was like 5 other buildings that the show was in, and the whole time I was there, I was like in one.
Yeah, you go to the convention center and you're like, where is this section? They're like, well, that's at the Bellagio. And you're like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Because it literally takes up like 7 entire like conventions and conference centers. It's so freaking big.
Yeah.
Anyways,
it
sidetrack.
was nuts.
But
and so the first couple customers that came around because of that show and other places and other meetups and stuff like that were two of the first customers we worked with, and one was an insole company and the other one was a mobile power station. Totally opposite products.
wait,
right?
what was the first company?
An insole, like if you have
An
like
insole,
flat
like
feet.
your shoes. I thought you said an insult company. Like this is a company like insults your friends, or like I didn't get it. All right, so a shoe insole company.
We
and a
probably could help
power.
that company too.
Yeah, you
But
probably
no,
could. Power bank
but
company.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's shoe insole. So
Okay.
you've got flat feet, you've got bad back, bad neck, or something. You might not realize that it's actually coming because of your feet, right? But this company is called Protalis. So cool company. Really one of the first brands to really work with us. Now, of course, that specific product is looking for, proof, right, that the product works. And so testimonials is very important for them. So that was one company, and then the other company was EcoFlow, which is a battery that's lithium powered battery that people use outdoors that charges their laptop, their phones, everything. It's a really cool. The product's called River, and so they also were looking for how they could actually tell their story better and figure out like all the different ways that people could use this battery outdoors.
Yeah,
Right?
using social proof. So, so it sounds like your first real hurrah was in products, and I know you continue to facilitate, the sale of this product through social proof. So let's talk specifically about Amazon, because most of our listeners are Amazon sellers, to some degree or another. And of course, this applies to, maybe even more specifically to if you have Shopify pages, or if you have, Pinterest ads running, and, Etsy ads and Facebook ads and all that good stuff driving us from traffic. But specifically to Amazon, it seems like Amazon always puts us in a box. It seems like Amazon says you can do certain things to optimize your listing or boost your listing, or write better bullet points. But this is all you can do, take it or leave it. And we started talking about how you can use these authentic, video reviews for the Amazon platform. I was a little bit taken aback because I didn't realize that it was actually this easy, right? So can
Yeah.
you give us like the 5-minute rundown on how we can use let's not even talk specifically about video appeal. We'll get to that in a second, but just how specifically we can use uploadable review videos to a particular ASIN or particular listing.
So Amazon knows that user-generated videos, these video reviews, perform better than branded videos. They know this. They told us that, right? And so they are really hungry for more of this content in their marketplace because it helps them two ways. It helps convert more, and it helps increase more time on the listing, right? Which all helps your ranking. And so where can you put these videos, right? You can put these videos on, there's this section called related video shorts. On every single ASIN, it has its section. So just on that ASIN, you'll see videos appearing there. So customers can submit their own video reviews and it will appear there. Or, you can publish videos there, or other publications can publish video there. So sometimes, you might have a product and all of a sudden you see, why does Runner's World have a video there in my ASIN, right? And so because Amazon is trying to increase the number of content pieces that they can show there because they know that it'll help improve conversions and time spent on site. But that's not the only place. So you know that if you're brand registered, you'll be able to have video appear in your image block, right? And so there you can have one or more depending on your access, but it really gives you opportunity to really showcase your video. And they want you to have video there that demonstrates your product better. And then on top of that, they really want you to build Amazon stores. And so on your Amazon store, you should be using video, right? And you have that opportunity, if you have enhanced brand content, to be able to have that Amazon store option to showcase video there. And so you should be putting video, and you could be putting, real video from real people showing the product. And then on top of that, they just launched Amazon Live, right, which is the broadcasting system. And that's all about video. Right, and
it's QVC on Amazon, crazy,
right? And you should be using video reviews there too. Getting real people showing how they use your product. You could be running this 24/7, right? Just showing like different people using your product, right? And there's going to be more, right? There's going to be more things coming, but right there in its own, you have all these opportunities. And then we didn't even talk about ads, right? And you should be using video in your Amazon ads as well. And so there's all these different formats you can use video on Amazon. And then on top of that, how are you driving traffic to your Amazon listing, right? So if you're doing Facebook ads, you should be using video there too.
All right. So we know that videos create basically better sales. It's just good marketing copy, especially if it's authentic, like user reviews. It doesn't cost us anything if we attach these in the video shorts section to an ASIN. You don't even have to be brand registered to get that. That's not an EBC thing. That's basically any ASIN. So we get more sales, but also as our time on page increases and our conversion rate increases, that helps with product ranking, or maybe not. I hate product ranking, but page result location, right? You start ranking above your competitors in a search term page result. And it's essentially free. Technically you could go out and take these videos and get them loaded up, but we have to outsource. We have to find other people to do this for us because we don't freaking have time, right? We're so caught up in the weeds of our own little businesses that we need to outsource this. And that's where Video Appeal really steps up. Is not only do they have a program we can make these great videos, but they make it extremely accessible to us because they automate it, and we can actually ask for these video reviews from our existing Amazon customers. And because it's just so, kind of a little unique and a little bit strange, you should have good conversions doing this. There's a lot of people out there that are buying your product, and we know we can send the 3 follow-up emails and ask them, to come back and review. Within terms of service, we can actually have Video Appeal send one of those follow-up emails for us, or drop a Video Appeal link, and I'll have you explain that more, Patrick. Where you can automate the system of getting these review videos through the Amazon TOS compliant email follow-up sequence. And then Patrick and his team can actually start attaching these videos to your listing for you.
So we should probably clarify that, because according to terms of service, you're not allowed actually to include a link, a third-party link into an email within the Amazon platform that goes to their customers, right? So really it would have to be if you have access to a customer list outside of Amazon,
Okay.
right? And so a lot of brands are doing that nowadays, right? Trying to build up their customer list outside of Amazon through landing pages, right? Through like mini chat and other different ways, or because they're actually trying to expand beyond Amazon, so they also have a website, right? Where they're trying to also drive sales.
All right. So I said half of that wrong. We can't put that in the follow-up sequence. But if we're doing other things within the follow-up sequence to build that external list, then we can actually get them to do these videos, and then Video Appeal can actually load those up to your specific ASIN. Did I say that right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So we have an integration with Amazon. So our contract with them requires us to any video that we want to post, because we can post a video to any ASIN, but we have to moderate. So we go through, we make sure that the right product is shown to the ASIN that's going to be published to, and we go through all these other policies that Amazon requires us to go through, like making sure that there's no URL on the videos, making sure that there's no bannable content, right? That is vulgar or anything like that. And then we can publish these to any ASIN. And so we can do that and take that off your plate. We can publish it to, by as if it was being published by, the company name or through our name as a third party. And we include when we publish that, the title, the description, we can include keywords, all to help in of course, your searchability, right? On Amazon. And then for in terms of reaching out and collecting these videos, if you're all you've done is just sold on Amazon and you haven't collected any customer information outside of Amazon, but you do want specific types of people to test your products, we can access, we have a consumer network of 10 million plus people that we can basically recruit for you. So you can come to Video Appeal and you say, I've got this new type of shoelace, and I'm looking for outdoorsy type people that hike because it's more of a hiking shoe, and I am looking for those kind of people, and I actually want them to be influencers. So I want them to have like 50,000 or more followers, and so we can help you recruit people from there, be able to send the product to them, and then invite them to record and capture their real experience using the product.
Okay,
right?
got it.
So that's another option if you don't have that customer list.
So in my head, I knew there was some sort of connection there. So if you have your own customer list, great. And you probably have, I'll say this, most of us that have a brand or something on Amazon has some sort of customer list, because we're probably using something like Listing Mirror and popping over some Shopify sales. We're getting a few. So even if you have a small list, it might be enough to engage some of your past consumers for these videos. You can use friends, you can use relatives, you can reach out to your old high school and college buddies and get them involved to make videos, or use Video Appeal if you have no list at all and you don't have a single friend in the world, and get them to reach out to influencers. Did I say that right? But regardless of where the video comes from, it can be loaded from your system through your contracted API access into the back end of Amazon, because you'll moderate and review them and get them loaded to any ASIN in Amazon's catalog, right?
Yeah. So oftentimes your brand might have like 50 ASINs because there's all these different child ASINs or something like that. So we can just do it automatically to however many you need per product, right? That we verify. And so if you do use our service, we verify every video. So we make sure that these people are real people that are using the product. Does that make sense? So we don't want to be publishing videos of people that aren't really users of your product or service.
So what kind of success rate have you seen when people started, uploading these videos? We're not even talking about EBC. We're talking about these related video, shorts. What kind of success have you seen? Higher conversions, higher, page view time, anything like that?
Yeah. So back where, remember that first client I told you about, EcoFlow, for example, when they started doing this, so they grew their Amazon business by 300% as they've been able to add this content to their site, increasing their rankings and being able to grow their sales. We've had a lot of success with a lot of different clients. We can show you several examples on Amazon, because it's not just placing these on the site in increasing conversions on the site, but it's also on their own e-commerce sites as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So in short, uh, it doesn't matter how you get these videos. It doesn't matter exactly, what service you use. It doesn't matter, how polished they are. But we know that Amazon, even though it's a little bit, I wouldn't say unknown, but not many people know this. There are a lot of ways to utilize video in the Amazon platform. The shorts, you can do the actual video reviews. You can do EBC. You can do tech or the picture block videos. There's a ton of ways. We've got Amazon Live coming up. I guess it's on. It's going on now, right? I guess you could call it in
it works.
beta phase, but it's not like fully rolled out yet to everybody. And of course, you can use this same video content. You can multi-use this. You can use this for Facebook ads. You can do it for ads to your Shopify. You can do it for any sort of social media stuff. So it's really powerful stuff. And once you get some video testimonials or authentic reviews, you can start patching those things together into like what's the word I'm looking for?
Compilation video.
Compilation. I was thinking collage video. I know that was wrong. But like compilation videos, and that stuff is stinking powerful. And it's stuff that we've seen big brands doing for a long time, and it's super polished and it looks super expensive to do. But crap, if you have even just a small list of a few Shopify orders, a few friends and buddies that you send a product to and just get these little videos, you can whip together, a 7 or 8 person compilation video and just completely whip everybody's tail, that you're competing against, because nobody else is doing this. And it's very inexpensive. It's very easy. It's very authentic, which really increases consumer confidence and conversions.
So on our platform, when the videos come in, right, it comes into your private Video Appeal account, and then you can request edits. And so we'll actually edit the videos for you if you request them, and we can create those compilation videos. We've done that. And so one of our clients is a beauty client, and we collected amazing videos from women that use their skin product, right? And then we put together a compilation video for them that they use to actually showcase to a buyer from a major retailer, major beauty retailer. And as a result, they were able to gain distribution to that beauty retailer.
Man, that's amazing.
It's really, really cool, because then they were able to show, what their customers were experiencing as they consumed that product, right?
So, of course, we're talking about increasing Amazon sales short term, but we're also talking about starting to employ some of these strategies that are not platform specific. They get us off the Amazon platform, can be used in multiple locations, start following and building a list and building an off Amazon brand presence, which is super huge. Awesome. This is such good information. It's going to take me like 2 days to digest all this. And I've already made some notes down here of different ideas I've got for some different projects we've going on and how we can use this service. Really, really good stuff. And, whether you guys like Video Appeal or not, or you want to hire a third-party service, doesn't matter. The information that Patrick's come on and shared with us is super, super valuable. You can go out and whip this stuff together yourself if you need to. But I urge everybody to outsource. You guys know that. There's only so much we can do. And even if, I take forever to try to figure out how to edit these little videos together and get them loaded up and all that crap, I'm not going to have done it well. So just to outsource this. Your service is pretty inexpensive, right? Do you want to briefly kind of give just like the 10-second, not sales pitch, but just pricing structure of how your service works?
Sure. We try to make it available for everybody, right? We want to enable anybody to really help tell the truth about their product. So we have a self-service option where you can come in, just use our service or use our software. And that one, we charge $250 a month, and it's unlimited videos, right? We don't charge per video there. You can get as many videos as you want. You can create as many campaigns as you want. It handles permissions for you. It allows you then to be able to capture, reply to the people that submitted a video, request for edits. It allows you to then be able to request if you even want us to recruit people for you. And then there's the full service. If you want us to just say, hey, Video Appeal, we want you to do this for us. We want to tell you the kind of people we want you to recruit and go at it, right? And so we would then, we have a full service plan, and it basically starts at, we charge a fee per video at that moment, because we have a member of our team that's like strategically working on your business. And then we can recruit for you, and you can choose from the people that we bring to you who you want to work with, which is awesome. You can just see videos come in of people like applying and saying, hey, I want to test your product because, my followers love hiking, right? Or, whatever your question may be from these potential applicants.
Awesome.
Right.
So thank you, Patrick. I know that we're getting short on time, so we need to wrap this up. But if anybody wants more information about your service, videopeel.com, right? VIDEOPEEL, right? Is that correct?
That's right.
And you
That's
can
right.
also find these guys on Instagram. I think the handle is just Video Peel, right? One word, two words?
One word.
One word, Video Peel. Awesome. Any other last minute insight for e-commerce sellers? Anything random, something you've learned in the past 2 weeks that's valuable? Spit like 10 more seconds of knowledge here and drop something on us.
So from my experience, you will never find a more passionate video than someone that really is your customer. You can try to get an influencer to do it. You can try to, call your friend over and say, hey, will you do this, test this product and do it. But if you can really find that customer that really bought your product and that will spend, do whatever they can to share their experience with it, they're there. The customers are there. And so, we help you find those customers from your customer base, because that passionate video, I'm telling you, is irreplaceable. And so what we're offering here to Tim and all your audience, if you use the discount code Private Label Legion, we want to offer you guys a discount here if you guys sign up with Video Peel. So we want to make that a special discount.
Wow, I didn't even know that was happening. That we never even discussed that. Thank you. That's awesome. So more incentive to check that out. So when you go to videopeel.com and you sign up for the service, promo code Private Label Legion gets you a discount there. So awesome. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Patrick. I know that you've got a lot of important things to be doing. We don't want to wrap you up any longer than we need to, but thank you for sharing this information. It's stuff that probably we all know. Like, it's easy to sit here and listen to someone say authentic video, works. We know that, but we don't do it. So sometimes we have to be beaten the head like 16 times with a concept or a plan or something before we finally start taking action. And services like yours allow us to take action more, because instead of us trying to, having to try to figure out how to do all this ourselves, we can outsource that. So super awesome. I appreciate you so much for being on. It was good seeing you last week, and look forward to seeing you around on the circuit. I know that you and I are both traveling a lot right now and catching each other. And I guess that's it, right? Nothing else?
That's right. Thank you, Tim. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
Those of you that are listening on YouTube, make sure to smash that subscribe button so that you subscribe to the channel, get notifications of new content. If you're listening on iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, one of those things, make sure to subscribe to this channel on that platform that you're listening on. And then make sure to follow us on Facebook. You can go to our page, Private Label Legion. You can go request access to our group, Private Label Legion, the Facebook group. It's completely free. It's moderated. We keep out all the trash, so there's just good content in there. If you're interested in any of our training services or anything like that, we have our mastermind program, which is a Centurion League. We have all sorts of other information and cool stuff out there. We have live events. As of right now, June, we've got a live event in Vegas coming up in July. We're doing a workshop and walkthrough there. We got our sourcing trips. We got all sorts of great ways for you guys to connect with us. Come learn with us. Let us learn from you, which is always one of the cool reciprocating benefits of doing these things. Check us out at hickory-flats.com for any of those services. So we're signing off now. Thank you guys for being on their episode. Patrick, thanks again. And we'll see you guys on the next one.
See you later.
You've just wrapped up another episode of Legion Radio, hosted by Tim Jordan. Past episodes, links, and show notes can be found at privatelabellegion.com.